Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Jojo Palacio, and on this channel we talk about all things beauty. Today is no different. We are doing an affordable drugstore makeup look. Mostly all of the products that I use in this video are going to be drugstore affordable on the price spectrum. If they are not, I will announce it ahead of time just so that you guys are aware. But overall, this look is so gorgeous, full coverage, flawless, definitely glam, all done with affordable drugstore makeup. Before we get into this video, I just want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. And if you haven't seen my most recent affordable drugstore haul, you need to head over to that video and read the description box because we are doing a giveaway. What are we giving away, you say? This guy right here, this is the Morphe Fluidity Brush and Sponge Trio. You are getting a foundation brush, concealer brush, and a sponge all in this giveaway. So if you guys are interested in winning this giveaway, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and head over to that video for details. As well as look me up on Instagram, it's Jojo_Palacio, where I have a ton of giveaways planned for these next couple of months, so you don't want to miss it because we are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, and thankfully all of you guys are helping me do that. I am super excited because this look was really something I've been wanting to do for a while, just drugstore inspired, all about the glam, because it's doable. Like, I know that me working at Sephora, it's nice to have the higher end luxury items just because that's what everybody is talking about. But the truth of the matter is, regardless of where you are at and if you are wanting to learn about makeup, there are so many good affordable drugstore products that you can use to do that, which is why I'm doing this video today. So if you want to find out how to create this affordable drugstore makeup look, then just keep on watching. All right guys, so let's get started on this eye look. For today's base, this is one of the non-drugstore products that I have. However, it is decently priced for the quality of the product. So this guy right here is a P. Louise eye base. I get it in the shade 0.05. And so what I like to do is grab a decent amount on my finger and then I'll start working that in. I like to warm up the product with my finger, and once I feel like I've distributed it pretty fairly throughout the eyelid, I will go in and finish distributing with a brush. Okay, so once you have a nice even lid, I want to use some powder to set that makeup. So I'm gonna use my loose setting powder for this. This is a mix of powders, including the Maybelline Fit Me loose powder in 2 different shades and my RCMA powder. I'm just gonna pat this all over the lid. I like to work powder on powder. I feel like it makes my eye looks just come out better. My blend is smoother, so I just recommend that clients do that. If you're someone who is a little more experienced and you feel comfortable going on to a wet base with powders, go ahead. So today we're using this guy right here. This is the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Velvet Rose palette. It is just such a good quality eyeshadow palette, plus the size of these pans are ridiculous. Like, look how huge these pan sizes are. All right, so we are going to go into this eyeshadow palette with my Morphe brush. This is my Morphe M439, and I like to just show you guys the sizes of the brush so you know what I'm dealing with. We're gonna go into, this is the shade number 3, which looks like this. So get something similar if you don't have it. It's like a burnt brown burgundy shade, and I'm gonna build it up quite a bit on the brush. So when I initially start to work eyeshadows into my brush, I like to stamp it from the brush onto the eyelid. And I'm just stamping it directly into the shape that I'm trying to create. I am not blending at this point. We are just building a shape. There is no swirling here. There is no windshield wiper motions. It is literally patting motions, and you're just building. And I like to turn the brush once I feel like I'm starting to lose pigment to the other side so that we can pick up whatever's there as well. So once you've got your shape pretty much mapped out, this is where I want my color to be as far as the deepest part of this eye look. We're gonna move on to a crease shade or a transition shade. So going into this palette, I'm gonna pick up this guy right here, which is 14 or 12, one of the two, but that's what that color looks like. And I'm picking that up with this. This is a Morphe M441. I don't know if this is beneficial to you guys. You can comment down below. I just like to show you guys what the difference in brushes is because I get asked this a lot at Sephora. So we're moving on to that longer, larger brush to help blend things out. So this is where the motions differ because we are gonna start to blend this out. The pressure is very important. You want very light pressure in your windshield wiper and you want them to go out. So from the inner to the outer, and you're just working this along the edges of that initial shape so that we can start to blend this out and we can start to diffuse that line so it's not so rough. So we're starting to blow that up. We're starting to blur those lines, which is excellent. But I do want to go up a little lighter in shade, and we're going to use a similar brush. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH31, which looks like this. And so I'm going to take this shadow that's right here, and we are going to just blend both of those shades up a little more so that everything is seamless and blended perfectly. I don't want anything choppy or chalky. And I know this is where the point where you're like, okay, do I really need to do this step? I don't even really see that shadow as I'm blending, but honestly, you will notice it so much as you're building your eye look and you're creating these perfect blends. The blending is all about layering the correct colors as well as transitioning everything so that it all looks super smooth and cohesive and just like meant to be. Love it. So once you're at this stage, we are ready to do our crease cutting. So I'm gonna go back into my base and use this guy right here. So this is a Makeup Shack, the Makeup Shack T79 brush. It's a nice wide. I love how large this shading brush is because I can cover a lot of area and save myself a lot of time. I always like to work off the back of my hand, so I will put the base on the back of my hand and then go back in as needed. All right, so once you've got about a third of the way through the eyelid, that's where we're gonna stop with the cutting of the crease. I always like to do a half instead of a full. That's just my preference for my eyelid shade. But you can absolutely cut it up completely and then go back in and do the step. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a flat shading brush and that first eyeshadow that we used in the palette, that burnt burgundy. So this is that smudging flat shading brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna start to create an eyeliner with that shade. This is where we're at right now. And so without adding any more eyeshadow to the brush that we used initially to put the shade down, we are just gonna go in and softly and very lightly blend this out with circular motions. Very nice. So now going back into that palette, once we've got a good blend going, we are gonna go into this shade right here as well as the one right next to it. This is gonna be in that middle section, and then we're gonna blend some of this into that very inner corner. I like to use a smaller shading brush for this, and we just alternate sides for when we're ready to switch the shades. And then for that very inner corner, I'm gonna use this BH Cosmetics Blushing in Bali palette for the highlight and the blush. So what I did was take this very light shade that's right here, and we're gonna use that. It's called Glisten. I put that all over that inner corner, this part right here, so that it started off super bright and then just kind of blurs and fades in, but I want it very, very pigmented. Yeah, you see how that kind of changed that up a little bit? Transition, honey, transition. I love that. All right, so we're ready for the next part, which is the eyeliner and the mascara and the lashes. So for eyeliner, I have this Maybelline Eye Studio Black is Black. So that's what I did, is I applied that with my Lavish Fine Liner Brush, which this is what it looks like. Once I put that on, I went ahead and used my NARS Climax Mascara. This is the second item in this tutorial that is not drugstore or affordable. I just don't have any, honestly. I haven't purchased mascara in such a long time because I get so many at Sephora. But for lashes, these I did purchase myself. These are the Sephora Collection lashes in the style Fierce. I love Sephora Collection lashes. They are very high-end looking, very easy to use, easy to apply on the eye. But what I do before I actually put glue down to my lashes is obviously cut them and size them, but then I also run a curler through them. So I'll put them in the lash curler and I will twist it up, giving it a nice curl, and it fluffs them up a little more so that even the stiffest of lashes, if you're someone who just, you know, it is what it is. You have what you have at home. This is a nice way to soften up a stiff band. So let me get my liner, mascara, and lashes on, and we'll be back to talk about complexion. All right, guys, so let's start on complexion. So today we are using two primers that I absolutely love and I've had in my collection for forever. So this is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi and the L'Oreal Infallible Matte Lock. I will say that out of all the drugstore brands that are out there, you will notice a trend in a few that I use often, which are NYX, L'Oreal, and Maybelline for sure are at the top of my list, as well as Wet n Wild. I use a lot of their complexion items. So I'm using that matte lock right in the center of my face where I know that I get the oil. And then the L'Oreal Magic Lumi, I love. This is a perfect dupe for the MAC strobe cream. I will put that all over the outer perimeter of my face just to give me a nice, supple, dewy appearance. I love that finish to my skin, especially now that it's been a little cooler. I don't really have to worry about oil buildup. I just want my skin to look its glowy best self. So this is the Maybelline 24-hour foundation. I love this. I'm using it in the shade 310 Sun Beige. I'm not sure if this is going to go with my tan or not, but you know, it is what it is. I do have to stop for a minute and talk about this, which is probably my favorite thing on my vanity right now. So I don't know if you guys know, but I love to use a lot of Morphe brushes as well as the Makeup Shack BH Cosmetics. And I'm filming this in addition to a giveaway that I have. So I'm gonna stop for a minute before we put the foundation on to talk about this brush. This is the Morphe M439. I am obsessed with this brush. I've had maybe 4 brushes of the same kind for forever, and I just now threw away my last one. But I wanted to talk about this for a minute because I am doing a giveaway on my YouTube channel. If you missed my affordable makeup tools brushes haul, I'm gonna link it above here so that you're able to go see it, because I'm actually giving away this set right here from Morphe. So this is the Fluidity Brush and Sponge Trio. It includes these brushes back here. So the M439, which is my absolute favorite foundation brush. It also has this guy here, which is the M173, and then a mini sponge at the bottom. This is probably going to be the best foundation complexion brush kit that you have ever tried, ever, so you're welcome. The giveaway entry rules are listed below that haul video, so to enter, go ahead and look at the description, follow the rules. You are absolutely gonna wanna win this set because it is so good, so good. I love it. It's my favorite. So let's go into the foundation. Again, like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to match perfectly or not, but we will see. If you've tried this foundation, comment down below. I really like it, but I always like to hear from you guys just because I have combination skin. Combination skin, I feel I can get away with a lot more foundations with the right prep and the right skincare. So when you guys have different complexion than me and you give me your feedback on the foundation, it really helps me to make recommendations to my clients. So I'm gonna just take that from the back of my hand and start working it in. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Oh my gosh, it's so nice using a brand new brush. I like to just pat that into the skin, work it. So what I like about this foundation, as you can see, it is a natural finish. The coverage is absolutely medium to full coverage. Full coverage easily with a nice buffing brush like this one. Again, to win this and to know the rules on the giveaway, go to my last video, which is the affordable makeup haul, and enter the giveaway. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers here in 2021 soon, and this is a way to do it. So go ahead and enter, comment, tag people also so that you can enter the giveaway. But I like that foundation. I like the coverage. It is a medium to full coverage depending on how you build it. But overall, I feel like this can really work for a lot of people. So I love it. So on for contouring, I am going to use another drugstore pair, affordable makeup, love this. These guys right here, it is the Wet n Wild Contour Stick in Call Me Maple, and then I also like this LA Girl Pro Conceal HD Concealer in Beautiful Bronze to help me further contour. So let's warm up the face a little bit, not that we need it with this foundation. I like to keep it pretty high up, almost on the temple area up here, and then almost on the cheekbone. little higher just because when you end up blending things out, you don't want it to fall too low. And I like to use this BH Cosmetics brush to buff this into place. This is the #1 brush, part of their Marble collection. So we're just gonna push this into the skin. Okay, so that bronzed this up, gave us some color. Let's go ahead and apply a little bit of contour with this. I love this applicator on this because it makes it really easy to just stay where you are drawing your lines, which is very convenient. And stand out. We are totally gonna clean this up because it can get very dark in this area, and I wanna help kinda reverse contour. So I'm gonna take this guy, which is the M173, and I'm just going to work in my contour, especially towards the bridge of the nose, and just work that down. This brush is very similar to that foundation brush, nice and buffing. It really helps to work things into the skin, blending them while keeping the coverage, which I love. So let's go on to concealer. This concealer is no stranger on my channel. I love this concealer. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. I just use it in 2 shades. I use it in the shade 380 and 345. So we'll use a 380 first. The 380 is gonna help us conceal, counteract any redness or purple tones. We're gonna keep that in the smaller triangle, and then the forehead, I really like to cover up this area. If you've noticed, I didn't really put too much foundation there, and that was on purpose. I like to cover it up with the concealer versus using foundation there. Why? I don't know, I've just always done it that way. So going in with our Hank & Henry sponge, love this sponge. If you haven't tried it already or don't know who Hank & Henry, what Hank & Henry is, I would highly recommend that you try going on their website and getting you a pair of these sponges. It is $18, $23, something like that for 2 sponges, which are right here, versus 1 beauty blender. Okay, so if you're someone who likes to conceal and you don't highlight when you're using your concealer, that's perfectly fine. You can move on to the powder. But for those of us who do like a little bit of a brighter under eye and we want our under eye to just kind of stand out a little more, we are going to highlight, and our highlighting shade is Oatmeal or 345. We're gonna apply this in the larger triangle. So what I mean by that is, it's gonna go again here to reinforce just a tiny bit. And then we are going to apply it in the outer perimeter or the outer part of the larger triangle. And then I'm also gonna do that here, here, down the bridge of the nose is really important, and then here. And this part is really mostly for evening things out. You don't want to just be bright under your eyes or a bright forehead and then everything else be dark, filled with shadows. So just keep that in mind when you're blending in your highlighting shade. You want to make sure that you're doing it evenly, almost as if you had a light bulb following you around all day, because we're the center of attention, you know. All right, guys, so once we have our concealer on, we are all kinds of contoured and concealed. We can go in and just set with some powder. This has to be my favorite drugstore powder mix, whatever you want to call it. For those of you guys that are newer on my channel, I have this JoJo powder combination, which is 2 different drugstore or affordable powders mixed in. So I have the Maybelline Fit Me in 2 shades, Fair and Light. And then I also have the RCMA translucent powder mixed into this formula to get me the perfect color. I love the formula. It is just so light. By the time that I go in to dust off this powder, it is gone. I don't have to worry about it being cakey or too drying. It is perfect. So I'm just gonna set the areas where I know that I get oily or shiny throughout the day, and then especially my under eye. All right, guys, so eyes are finished. For that waterline, you guys ask me this every time I use it. It is the BH Cosmetics Power Pencil in the shade beige, or the color beige. I'm absolutely obsessed with having beige, white, or like a light pink in my waterline. I just feel like it's just so different. I don't do smoky. I want something to open up my eyes, but let's finish up complexion. So moving right along in this affordable drugstore train, we're using this guy right here, which is the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro Palette. Again, not a stranger. We love this. We know this. We use this. So we're using several of the shades in here just to help me reinforce my contour, more of the darker tones versus the lighter ones in here. And I'm just gonna mix them up. This is also another good item to have in your kit if you are a makeup artist, just because it is so good. The colors work well. It's got a different color varieties. We're also gonna go into the same palette and just kind of mix the two pink and yellow powders with a tapered brush. And we're just gonna take that and dust off the powder under the eyes if you have any. I'm just going to dust off and kind of like set the rest of the face with this guy right here. This is the NYX No Filter Finishing Powder. I love this, just kind of like lightly blend everything together, especially my contour, run it down here. Boom. So for highlight, we are using this guy here. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlight Powder in Precious Petals. And then because I wanted a little extra pop, we're gonna layer. We're gonna go back into that BH Cosmetics Blushing in Bali palette and take some more of Glisten. And we didn't forget about the inner corner highlight. We're gonna take Glisten into that very inner corner, and I like to work it up into everything else. So pretty. For blush, we are staying right here in this BH Cosmetics palette. We are gonna take a nice angled brush, and I'm gonna take a mix of, I want a little bit of everything because I want the blush to kind of be bold but not super bold. Like I like the pomegranate in controlled amounts. So I like to put that in between the bronzer and the highlight and just kind of give myself a little rosy cheek moment. Ooh, guys, we are almost done. There's two things that we need left, which are lips and eyebrows. I'm gonna go off of camera and do my eyebrows and put on my lipstick, and then we'll talk about what I used. Okay, and we are back with this finished look. First of all, I'm obsessed with these soft waves. You guys have been asking me for, I guess kind of like a hair tutorial on Instagram, and I just want you to comment below this video if you would like to see one on here. I don't know that I could like minimize it all into an IGTV because realistically, I am not a hair guru. It takes me a while to get my hair to look this way, but once I find a style that works for me, it works for me, you know? So just comment down below if you wanna see it. Before I forget, I used another non-drugstore product for my eyebrows. This is the Anastasia Brow Pen in medium brown. I just cannot get anything to make my brows look feathered and fluffy and soft, but yet enough to be worn with the glam look like this, like that brow pen. So sorry, not sorry. For the lip combo though, I feel like you guys are gonna be pretty proud of me. Plus, you know what I do. So I'm using the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade Sandstorm, which is very similar to my natural lip color. It just helps me to get something on there to help accent like that lower lip line and then the Cupid's bow. And then for nudes, I feel like this is absolutely my go-to nude lipstick for affordable drugstore. This is the NYX Lingerie and Lace Detail. I am obsessed with this lipstick. It is just such a good shade. And then I topped it off with the very last non-drugstore product, which is the Marc Jacobs Lip Shine in Sugar Sugar. Obsessed, enamored lip shine. They're so good, so good. I am promising you guys I will look into mascaras from the drugstore, lip glosses from the drugstore, and then I also noticed that besides this palette, I don't really have any blushes. So that is my homework. If you guys have any suggestions on those products, comment with them down below so that I can try them out. Just because you guys are as savvy as I am sometimes, especially when it comes to new things, and I would love to find out what you guys have to say. So, like I said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and watch that video for the giveaway details. You don't want to miss this giveaway. It's so good, so good. Post videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so subscribe on content like this and so much more. There's also Instagram. Look me up on Instagram. I will have everything listed in the description box down below. Like always, guys, love you, bless you, and I'll see you guys next time.